A family in Siloam Springs are still searching for answers after Travis Robertson went missing in Fayetteville over 19 years ago. 5 News reporter Parker Abels met with 2 of his sisters to see where this case stands today.
He's a prankster, extremely protective of family. He's one of the types that if someone was to hurt us, he'd be in the front line.
On February 28, 2006, Travis Robertson went out with his friends to celebrate Mardi Gras in Fayetteville, and that was the last anyone has heard from him.
It's rough. We don't know whether he's alive or
whatever. Anytime I see a story that gets shared of them finding a body, that's where I'm just like,
yeah, I'm like,
my heart just sinks.
And the hardest part of the situation for his sisters, Sonia and Keisha Robertson, is the lack of information.
It's the not knowing. That's the hardest part. It's one of those things where you want, I guess you wouldn't say either way you find out, you won't get closure. It's just the not knowing is going to end because we want to know if he's safe. We want to know if he's laying somewhere like in a shallow grave. We want him to have that proper burial.
When Travis originally went missing, Keisha filed a report to the Siloam Springs Police Department. But because Travis went missing in Fayetteville, they transferred the case there. But Fayetteville PD said they never received it, which wasn't discovered for over 6 years.
Asylum was saying that they transferred the case to Fayetteville. Fayetteville said they had no record of that. So for 6 years, neither department was working his case. So everything from that night was gone. Witnesses, a video feed, and of course, dental records.
so they're basically starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And in May of last year, they lost their mom, Lana, who was the biggest advocate for trying to find her son.
She never gave up, though. She never gave up hope. I mean,
Nope.
she was searching from day and night. You know, she wasn't going to give up.
Finding Travis was her sole purpose, finding out what happened to him.
To honor their mom, they will keep fighting to find their brother.
You can honor her by continuing to never give up, just fight every single day. Yeah.
Reaching out to people and getting his story out there.
During this tough time, there is a way the community can support the Robertsons.
If someone asks me what they can do to help, I just tell them pray. That's prayer. That's what gets me through it. That's just pray. For not just for my brother, but for any person that has a missing loved one.
And they ask if you know anything, please come forward.
I just want people to know, like, we're not out for revenge, whoever it was or what. We just want him, his body, or we just want closure. I mean, have a heart. If it was their family or member or whoever, their friend, they would want the same. We're not asking for a lot.
You can do it anonymously.
In Siloam Springs, covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.
We reached out to the Siloam Springs Police Department to see if there was any new information on this case. They were unable to provide any information. But if you know anything about the case, please reach out to the Siloam Springs Police Department immediately. New tonight, we've been getting video into our newsroom from 5 News viewers of a massive car fire that broke out yesterday at a Fayetteville apartment complex. Witnesses report it happened at the Vantage Point Apartments off of College Avenue and Joyce Boulevard. They say a Jeep exploded around 2:30 a.m. and we're still waiting on details about what caused the vehicle to catch fire. Dozens of wildfires are raging across North and South Carolina tonight. The fires, fueled by gusty winds and dry conditions, have led to evacuation orders in many areas. The biggest fire is burning near Myrtle Beach. CBS's David Malkoff has the latest on efforts to contain the flames.
The images are striking. Homeowners in multiple counties watch as wind-fueled wildfires creep closer.
I've never experienced anything like that.
Right.
By land and by air, crews are working around the clock to keep the flames at bay. The Carolina forest near Myrtle Beach is getting the worst of it.
We have a pool in our yard, and this morning we came out and there is ashes on top of the water.
2 major wildfires there doubled in size overnight.
They keep popping up, these little things do, and you don't know if they're going to come into your house or the next neighbor's house. It just really scares me.
Emergency leaders are urging everyone to stay alert as windy conditions are set to strengthen. There is now a statewide burn ban in place for South Carolina, but this risk actually crosses state lines to right here. On Friday, the National Weather Service issued a fire watch that includes Atlanta.
World leaders met in London today to discuss ways of working together to stop Russia's war in Ukraine. The meeting, attended by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, came just days after a heated encounter in the Oval Office with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer pledged about $2 billion to supply 5,000 air defense missiles for Kyiv, now in the fourth year of its war with Russia.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
The UK Prime Minister said he, along with Zelensky and French President Emmanuel Macron, agreed to work on a peace plan to present to the United States, which has discussed brokering a deal with Russia. The Vatican says Pope Francis is improving after another health scare this weekend. Supporters gathered outside the hospital this weekend where Francis has been receiving treatment for about 3 weeks now. He experienced a respiratory crisis on Friday, requiring the supplemental oxygen through yesterday. He's been hospitalized for a double pneumonia since February 14th.